can't do it. I can't do it.
My brother Wild Man Teddy T, aka Baron Theo Mound-builder.
Oh, hello everybody. We are here live.
Absolutely, man. So, you know, just just in, I knew ambassador to the Bahamas is Heisman Trophy winner Herschel Walker, University of Georgia.
Look at him.
Running back.
There you go.
Mama, I made it.
There you go.
All the way.
In the game.
That's what it is. You know, is he going to one of those S-hole countries? He's number 2. He's the he's number 2. You know, the second black, you know, tap by the president-elect. You know, to come in and, you know, make America great again. So, you know, let's see what it is, man. You know, I always like Herschel Walker. Herschel Walker is one of my favorite college players. And well, he was one of my favorite players. You know, and he had a kind of a disappointing pro career. However, when they finally figured out how to use him, then, you know, his career was okay, but it certainly paled in comparison to college. College, he was a man among boys. Woo. He was a man among boys, man.
Yes,
I put him up there with Bo Jackson. It's probably, you know, the most dominant, you know, college running backs, man, of all time, because he had power and he had speed. You know, so, you know, his politics a little, you know, weird, but
that's a great
you know
word.
what, man?
Great word.
Weird.
Yes, because that's what I was getting ready to say.
Weird.
It's his politics is weird because of his upbringing. See, while we was watching him play football, we wasn't really paying attention to his after-school curricular activities and where he was going and who was actually
he liked the
grooming
bunnies. He liked the bunnies.
Yep.
He liked the bunnies.
Because of their fathers, too, I bet. You know, where he could actually, that's what I'm saying. Like, the bunnies led to the fathers that had the business.
Well, and also, remember, going back to when he finished his college career, he did not go straight to the NFL. He went to the USFL, and he went to the Philadelphia team that was owned by Donald Trump.
There you go.
So you can say Buddy is loyal.
See what I'm saying?
You can say the loyalty, you know, is there because, you know, they made him like one of the highest paid, and that was the thing. Like the NFL they wasn't paying rookies like that. And so the USFL was like, hey, come over here. You know who else went there? Steve, the quarterback from San Francisco. Steve Young, who's Brigham Young's like great grandson or whatever.
Descendants.
Yeah, exactly. He's direct descendant. And they took that bread. Yeah, they took that bread and went to the USFL, you know, for a little minute. So I stories like that, man. I don't have a problem with it. I don't have a problem with Herschel Walker, you know, going to the Bahamas. Man, I go to the Bahamas a lot. You know, they'll take care of him, man. You know, it won't be. Yeah, it'll be all right, man.
Would that be considered a cabinet position?
Not at all. No, it's the ambassador. Ambassador, that's what you do for your friends. Like the owner. That's exactly. That's thank you.
Yep.
That's a thank you for your support. You know, the owner of the New York Jets was the ambassador to England, and during the first Trump administration, and the owner of Pittsburgh Steelers, Rooney, was the ambassador to Ireland. So, you know, it's one of those things you do for your homies.
So are all the cabinet picks taken? Are they selected?
I haven't heard Secretary of the Treasury yet. I haven't heard, not everyone. But, were you holding out for Darnold? You think they got something for your boy?
No, I told you I don't think strategically that would be a good move for him to because he would have to forfeit his position, right?
Yeah, but his position is not. If it was a U.S. senator like Tim Scott, I would agree with you because Tim Scott is only 2 per state, and you get that spot.
You better chill out.
You
Better
just
chill.
you just go ahead and let that do what it do, and you go ahead and work it. So you can be like, no, I appreciate it, Mr. President, but you know what, I'm gonna chill here as long as the people will, allow it, the 6-year terms and whatnot. But representative, you in the House of Representatives, you got to run every 2 years, and it's your district, so you can get back in if push come to shove. Those senator spots,
Rough.
Hard to get, and when you get them, most people keep them.
All day.
Most people keep them. So here we go right here, man. So Canada is, they pushing back at this whole thing about the tariffs, and it's saying in real deal, like, hey, y'all talking all that stuff right here, but look what we do. If y'all do this to us, look what we do to y'all. So this thing is about to be, like I said, get your popcorn ready, man. Get your popcorn ready, cause folks is like, oh, y'all just think we just sat back, and no, we planned.
We knew he was coming
Like
back.
we planned for this.
We knew he was coming
We
back.
ready for this, and we not just going out like suckers. Like Canada, like we not just the nice friendly guys anymore. Like, we got Drake. We beat up Rick Ross crew. We not the friendly guys no more.
No more.
Yeah,
No more.
yeah, we not the friendly guys no more. So y'all watch what y'all say to us.
Now, I want to ask you about the inauguration donations that are
Oh,
going
the
on.
millions that's coming in.
Now, last year they said that in 2017 he already did a record breaking 107 million.
Okay.
Last time. So, where does all this money go? Does it all go? Because they said the inauguration is a very expensive event.
Well, I never heard of the government going broke because of an inauguration, right? But as far as this time, this go around, it's going to be way better than it was the last time. Because this go around, more people are just going to come out as straight Trump supporters. The first time it was like, you know what I mean? First time, like,
we gotta see.
You know what I mean?
We don't
Hey.
know.
Right, because I won't get into no specifics, but it was like, hey, man, thank you for the invite, but
Has any other
for
president?
this price,
Right.
we'll, what I mean? But just to come up in there like a regular gig, nah, because all you got to do is ask Chrisette Michelle, like, what happened, bro? Like, she ain't been heard of. Said she took them 700, took them 700,000, bro. She been
Chilling.
off the grid.
Chilling.
She been off the grid, man. So I don't know if she's.
Has any other president ever done that, collected donations for the inauguration?
They all do.
They all do.
Yeah, they all do. Like it's another entity. You had a campaign arm, which, what Trump was, he was the first one to declare, because once you declare, it allows you to open up certain entities, collect certain bread and whatnot. So when he almost immediately after getting in the office in 2016, he like announced that he was running again, which will allow you to certain things. Man, they already, totally exploiting. They got shoes. They got whatever, bro.
All the merch.
Bro, look for all the merch. Look for the Groupons coming. Look for the Groupon, bro. Like all this stuff, man. I'm here for it, bro. I'm here for it because it is the decision that the American people, voted for. So give them everything, bro. Give him everything. I want him to have everything and to be successful, because if he's successful, we'll all be successful. Ricky Smiley said something very similar to what I've been saying. which is,
he wasn't crying when he said it.
Well, I'm not a fan of his delivery. I'm not a fan of his delivery. I'm not a fan of his delivery. But I would say he said something very similar, which is, Trump winning is, definitely in my best economic interest. As far as taxes and whatnot, it's in my best economic interest. But I was willing to pay more in taxes and, do more. And, bruh, frankly, it feels better. It feels better to me that I did not vote for him, that I voted for, the people, my people's candidate. But it's a win-win situation because now he's in and I get to take advantage of the taxes. I get to take advantage of the depreciation. So, if he just come and be somewhat regular, somewhat normal, we should be okay. Go ahead.
I hear this is a common theme, which is mind-boggling. Like, every black person I know, says the same thing. We all say it's in our best economic interest to vote for this guy, but for some reason,
nah, it's not it's in me and you. It's in business owners. It's in people who got payrolls. It's in people who got businesses' best economic interest. But to the average person at or below the poverty level, you know what I mean? Like, he don't have much for them.
But they all say they did better when he was in office.
Yeah, but that's if you have a true love for your people.
Theoretically,
if you have a true love for your people, bruh, you know what I mean? Just because you're gonna do well under it, you know what I mean? You don't necessarily go that route when so many other people are gonna suffer under it. Like, for me, I can't be sitting up, on the hill looking down at folks just.
But what I'm saying
I can't be doing that.
I haven't
puts it
met,
back to see.
I haven't met the sufferers yet.
What you mean?
I haven't met the person that says, "I wish I'm not voting for him because I'm gonna do worse under him," because they always say I did better under him. Everyone says that from the bottom to the top.
Okay, well, we get to some of these other stories. It depends on what you mean by better, because we see some of these Karens and we see some of these Todds and how they feel emboldened, in terms of what's going on. I just saw a story today, bro, where over 30,000 folks they crashing his website as far as leaving like the U.S. and whatnot. People who just felt like the election wasn't their way and they just gonna leave the country. They got a 4-year cruise too. They got a 4-year cruise they offering, man. Just a 4-year cruise. Just
Going
leave
to cities and docking.
Just 4 years.
All
And
around the world.
You just
All around the world.
all around the world, man. And you just
that'd be
talk
dope to a degree.
Bro, I was man? I was at Jackson Soul Food this morning. We gave away toys at the Lily M. Williams Head Start program. So afterwards, I went down to Jackson's to get some breakfast, man, and I heard some ladies in the next booth, and they was just in there, just talking about plans and the situation. You'll be surprised, bro. You really will be surprised, but you'll be surprised. But here's this young lady, man. Let's get right into this story, man. So the Duke lacrosse. So remember, I say this often when they talk about the Duke lacrosse team. Remember that in 2006, a young lady who was hired to go and dance at a party, private party for the Duke lacrosse team. And then she came out and said, she claimed rape. And, everybody, descended on Duke and, it was all blaming the players and whatnot. And that's when Stephen Miller who was a student at Duke, rose to prominence because he started, being the spokesman for the Duke lacrosse team, saying that, it was wrong and whatnot and all this other stuff. And now they were all, their lives were temporarily ruined, but then I think they learned pretty quickly with the investigation that her credibility was suspect. So now she comes out, Crystal Mangum is her name, and she comes out and admits that the accusations against the 3 players were false. Let's
That's crazy.
take a listen to it.
Falsely against them by saying that they raped me when they didn't, and that was wrong. And I betrayed the trust of a lot of other people who believed in me. And made up a story that wasn't true because I wanted validation from people and not from God, and that was wrong.
Yeah, man. So I had a case, man. I had a case years ago with a up and coming artist, rapper, and it's about 3:00 in the morning. They had left a recording session, and he decided that, he wasn't ready to go to sleep yet. So he decides to pull up, and grab one of the ladies, in the vicinity of 79th Street that's out there.
Oh.
And he pulls her
No.
and into the whip, and they have a little, they do whatever, and then after the services have been rendered,
He found out.
Buddy was like, I got about $5 for you, or whatever it was, and that wasn't, she's like, nah, that's not, that ain't the price or whatever, and then he like threw the little bread at her and left. So she called 911. She called rape.
Right there.
She called rape on him,
Trump card.
and we had to go through. We had to go through that situation, but I remember going to court and getting, because he was locked up for a minute, and then I was able to. It was right before July because we went on a tour, and I had a tour lined up, and I was able to get him out on house arrest just, so he could go on a tour and whatnot, man. That stuff be real, man. Like those ladies, man. It's like, you don't treat them right or whatever, or you whatever. They gonna call.
That's their Trump
They
card.
gonna call on you. They gonna call on you. But I do remember cross-examining her because I'm like, hold on, somebody just did all these things to you, but it's like she called 911 and it was like, can you hold? She was like, yes. You know what I mean? Like it wasn't in her voice. Right. She wasn't like the antics and all like this just happened or whatever. It was just like ordering the pizza. Just like, can you hold, please? Yes. Like, yes, I can hold. Like she held whatnot. It just was inconsistent, man. But my man Travis Hunter, bro, I'm feeling horrible for him, bro. I mean, I'm not saying cry for me, Argentina. But I'm saying, look at Buddy. Like, can we just look at Buddy right now? Like, let's just straight up, man. Let's look at Buddy and look at his babe. Right now, go around this table, Teddy. If Travis Hunter was Travis Hunter working at McDonald's, would he have the babe that he has?
No.
Step. If Travis Hunter was Travis Hunter working at McDonald's, would he have the babe that he has?
Absolutely not.
Okay. Now, does he believe that? Does he believe that? That's the thing, bro. That's the thing right there, bro. If in every relationship, there's the prey and there's the predator. I don't care, whatever it is.
Oh, yeah, she's definitely the predator.
There's the prey and there's the predator.
She's like, I got
right?
you because you need me. and me with my drinking problem. I'm
Man, bruh, but remember they young adults, man.
Oh, that's
They
even more.
they're young adults, and Buddy's out here declaring his love.
Mm-hmm.
He's declaring his undying love. Tell me, y'all don't know. Y'all don't know.
See?
Can we get that Rico love? They don't know. They don't know,
You didn't grow up listening to JT Money.
bruh.
I think the part that got me is when he said that him and his girlfriend confirmed that he used to drive her to the party
And wait outside.
and wait
He
outside
got drunk.
while she got drunk and partied,
Right.
and he wait there and take her home when it was finished.
Right. Well, what was his invite?
Yeah, I don't even because he ain't want to drink.
I mean,
He ain't want to
Where-
drink. He ain't
where-
want to mix with that crowd. Obviously, he didn't.
which is cool, but I'm saying where's his invite? Where's his invite? You know, because it sounds like, you know, she getting invitations that he's not getting or that he wasn't getting. And he's like, I'm driving you here and I'm gonna stay out here, whatever. So
My main problem with the situation is she messing up the bag. Like all this social media attention that she got, his NFL coach is gonna look at that. Hey, hey.
Nah, she not messing up the bag.
not that.
She not messing up the
I
bag.
guarantee you,
No,
she messing up.
She's messing up his potential retention of the bag.
Yeah, that's
But
what-
the
yeah,
bag,
yeah,
but the
yeah.
bag coming.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah, he
The
gonna do that.
bag coming.
He going number
Yeah,
one.
yeah, bag
It's-
coming. And I don't
it's
think he's
still a
going
red
number
flag.
one. I think Shador go before him
Oh, you mean
because
yeah,
because
I
in the
forgot about- I
NFL
forgot
they
about
not
that.
going. In the NFL, you're
He's not gonna.
they're not going to play. You're not going to play both ways in the NFL. They may come up with some special packages, but you know I don't know if he's an NFL receiver. I don't know that. You know I don't know that, but he's definitely an NFL cornerback. He's definitely that. So maybe they'll treat him like Rod Woodson,
Right.
where he's doing like punt returns and other stuff like that. But you know, I mean, people have doubted him forever, so I don't want to be the one to doubt him, and he been proving them wrong. But my thing is, when he said I've been with this girl 5 years, that would take him back before Jackson State, which did she been transferring schools with him?
Or not going to school, but just going with him.
But that's what I'm saying. Like she's not enrolled in
Probably
school
not.
or nothing
Not
like
the way
that.
she drank.
She is a stripper.
Yeah.
Tell me more. Tell me more.
She's a stripper.
She's number
Tell me
one.
more. I don't know.
Her employment can go wherever he
Right?
goes.
Yeah, that she's. Just
Yeah, but I didn't know that.
She's at night. That's why he don't go in, cause she's
So
a
he let her
different
keep
crowd.
the job. He let her keep the
He let her
job.
be herself. He let her be herself, because that's a balance for him. Because it makes him be cool. You know, and she knows that. That's the worst part, is that she knows that.
Yeah, but that it's not going to stay that way.
No.
It's not gonna stay that way.
The NFL,
That's what I'm saying. The NFL is going to It's not going to.
They're gonna tell her.
But I
take this amount of
hate
money.
the fact that their relationship has gone public, because it has probably a less than 1% chance to survive now. That it's under so much scrutiny, because we talking about it.
Right.
Everybody talking about it, and in talking about it,
But if he love her, he's gonna keep her regardless. That's
nah,
the thing.
no, he not.
I don't
No, he
know.
not. Not unless he
these
get not
influencers-
unless he's gets her pregnant, or he's tried to get her pregnant, or
No,
get her
she's not gonna
pregnant.
get pregnant.
But that's the thing.
she's
If
not
she
gonna
if
get
she does not get pregnant, then it's gonna be like, keep her away from Future. Don't let Future show up at the bowl
They
game.
said they get married right after
Yeah,
the
they get
draft.
right. That's
Oh,
what I'm That's what I'm saying.
Well,
That's what I'm saying.
yeah,
Like,
and
you know what I'm saying? It's already, the planets are aligned. The planets are
Bruh.
aligned, baby.
bruh, please get a.
Hey, they said don't hate.
Can you
the
go
player,
back to that
hate the
last
game.
story, man? Just with his dad, man. So when he won the Heisman, it was like, he was like, my dad. He was like, yeah, I know my dad wanted to be here. He'd be here if he could. I know he's watching it on TV, and I'm like, what? And then I started seeing like the live footage of his dad, watching it with some homies. And I'm like, yo, they got a cell phone in prison? But it turns out, no. He's in a halfway house. And dad is, and it's like they look just alike. You know, so it looked like he done already had, you know, veneers or whatever, corrected, because I saw a baby picture, you watching on TV. And it wasn't very flattering. You know what I mean? So I don't know, bro. Her personality just seems to be, you know, if he was my son, I'd just be like, you know, my dad, he had a way. You know, my dad had a way, you know. I remember I had this girl, and we had a award ceremony at the boys club. My dad came over there with me, and it was a little girl from the school, you know, who liked me, you know, little red bone. And you know, I remember she came over, whatever, and I was, you know, saying whatever, and I looked at my dad like, you know, like what up, though? You know what I mean? Like, you see your boy?
I'm over here.
You see your boy?
I'm over here.
You see your boy?
Right here.
My dad come in there and talk about stuff, you know, I don't want no girl who hair ain't longer than mine. She ain't nothing but trouble and keep you worried all the time. That's like, you know, like, hey, boy, daddy, you just came and just put a pin in my little balloon, boy. Yeah, you just put a little pin in my balloon on that one there, boy. But, you know, daddies know. You know, daddies know. Daddies know. He would just say little things like that. He'd be like,
keep you on your toes.
You know, be like, you can't get it all. I was like, well, Dad, I'm showing up to try. So I was getting ready to go to college. And so I was, you know, right after graduation. So I'm like getting my stuff together, you know, and folks, you know, coming by because I graduated like on that Saturday or Sunday, and I left for school like on that Wednesday. So Dad was like, you know, I'm out there clean. Like, why my mom decide she want to clean the whip, like when I'm about to leave? So we in there, bro. I mean, you know, my little van had a reputation, man. They call it the Ghost. You know, call it the Ghost, man. I had them pulled all the seats. I kind of like your van. Kind of like step van. But I had all the seats pulled out except for the last seat. So we had like a little cot, you know, in there. You know, it was like a rolling hotel. Definitely. You know what I'm saying? A rolling Chobe, you know, so to speak. And I don't know, bro. Mom in there, bro. We going through it, and Mom is like looking through and like finding like, but she mad at me because she done found condom wrappers. She done found different things in there. And then why one of the homegirls come rolling up
President
to
Joe
bring
Biden
me a little present before I left. My mom was talking about, yeah, that was probably one of them pissy tail gals right there. Pissy tail. I'm like, well, them pissy tail girls right there. I'm like, no, mama, she nice. She like nice. That. Yeah, my dad, he just comes in there. He talk about, son, you can't get it all. And I'm like, I hear you. I'm gonna try. I'm gonna try. I say, you just ain't have it. You just ain't have it. So your boy Sleepy Joe, man, before he gets up out of here, he trying to make a bang. He trying to make a big splash. So this man done pardon, you know, he doing mass pardons right now and clemencies and whatnot. So, you know, that's what he's been working on, doing that, as well as, you know, he's appointed the most black females to the federal bench. Yeah. So I guess he's just coming out, finishing up his little thing. His little legacy.
He
and
did his thing for him.
Yeah, and Vice President Harris, you know, she gave a little speech about staying the fight or whatever, man. But I think she done already faded, bro. I think she was like the .com. You know what I mean? I think she was like the .com, bro, because like folks say they kind of like, all right, you know, like, because this is the fastest I done seen folks just rock with, you know, with Trump. Like folks just, and I think it was good. If it had been close, I think that'd have been an issue. but it wasn't close.
At all.
And the fact that it wasn't close, number one, put black people in their place. Put black people in their place to know, like, this is not our land right now. You know, for whatever indigenous stuff you want to say and talk about, or whatever, like, we don't have the weaponry, we don't have the numbers to just take it. So, you know what? What are we gonna do? Love it or leave it? Love it or leave it. We on the love it or leave it.
So what's your when Biden leaves office, what do you think his favorability is gonna rank?
Oh, it's gonna be high. It's already going up.
Think so?
Bro, it's already, when he dropped out, he almost already went up to almost 50%. And he was never, well, not never, because he had 50% when he first got in, like probably within the year. But then he started just fading, and he was always around the high 30s. He's always around the high 30s. But as soon as he dropped out, he started going up. Favorability started going up. Always. Look it up. Go ahead, Mr. Google. Look it up.
Well, I don't know.
Google it, Mr. Google.
All right,
Google
okay.
it, Mr. Google.
Because Biden isn't really a bad guy.
He's not
You
a
know,
bad guy. He hasn't done
people
anything
really rock
horrible.
with
He
Biden.
just he can't
Yeah.
he can't
Just
talk.
They want no more.
His delivery is
They
gone.
want no more. They're
The-
like, we good.
The results of the election was a direct reflection of his favorability.
The man
He was
is
done.
The man is 80 something
he
years
was done.
old. It's
Like,
just like
Move on.
Go
move
grab.
on.
It's just
No,
like
no,
people who like Peyton Manning.
Mm-hmm.
Did not like Peyton Manning when he was a Denver Bronco, when he had the neck issues. It's like, yo, this dude is, you don't want him to die on the field. You like, man, don't die out here on the field,
You
Peyton.
Go ahead and lay back.
Just go and lay back. Your legacy is what it is. Like Biden, you was the vice president to the first black president, and you was the president to the first black vice president, bro. And you appointed the first black female
judge.
Ketanji to the
Right.
Supreme Court.
He did what he
Bro, you
did.
did what you needed to
He
do.
can come to Thanksgiving.
Yeah.
He can come to all the dinners. We can't hold him back.
You did what you needed to do. Right? You did.
I'm gonna have to disagree with you. Just like I told you how the election was gonna be. I do not agree. He's gonna have, when it's all said and done, it's gonna have a high favorability.
He's going, well, I mean, whatever that means as far as a high favorability to you, to the American people, it's already demonstrated that. It's already gone up. The man is in his 80s. It's not like he's going to be on the national scene. He's only going to be in attendance at funerals, or people going to be in attendance at his funeral. Like, that's going to be the news. That's going to be the only news about Biden, is what funeral is he attending and who's attending his funeral. That's it. He done.
Well, okay. Let's any Democrat in modern history. Will you put him above? He's not gonna be more favored than Obama.
Carter.
Not
Carter.
more favored than Clinton.
Carter. He's the closest to Carter, a one-termer. Because Obama and Clinton were two-termers. So the last one term was Carter.
Because Carter was good.
Inflation got Carter
What year
in
was Carter?
76 to 80.
I was 60.
Reagan came in at 80.
Yeah, I guess. I don't know.
So they took the hostages in 79.
Yeah.
So them hostages there a year, and Reagan and his folks came in and had a deal that the Iranians freed the hostages
when he won.
when he won the election. Because had they done that prior to the election, Carter may have been reelected. The thing about Carter was too smart. He literally was a nuclear physicist, but he country guy from Plains, Georgia, and he's really a nuclear scientist from the Navy. Like this guy, and the problem with Carter is that he did not know how to delegate.
Yeah.
He took on too much of his own and making those decisions and stuff like that. And, being a country guy, Washington rejected him. So it wasn't just
cool.
it
wasn't cool at all.
Remember, like we was little boys, like all the the sarcasm
Peanuts.
and all the parodies
Everything
either
was
was
about
Peanuts or either his mouth with the big teeth, you know, the big, and his brother Billy drinking beer.
Yeah.
Like that's, you know, and that's as a little boy, just what I remember, and watching Good Times, and Good Times was always talking about inflation, inflation. You know, even in the song, you know,
I did say it.
even in the song, man, it was talking about that. So, yeah, here we go. Trying to see. All right, Diddy. We got some other stuff though. We want to talk about Diddy. We want to talk about Cardi B and the money fights. We're talking about Jay-Z. Got a whole thing that's going on with. Oh, this right here with that buddy, with dude right here. No, the one that was with yes, that's gentleman right here, Lisa Ray. So this finishes up the story. So this is Luke talking about the gold diggers, and of course we're talking about Travis Hunter, the Heisman Trophy winner, you know, standout two-way player from University of Colorado, Deion Sanders' team, and you know everybody done put their 2 cents in, including Luke. So let's hear what Luke has to say, and then what Lisa Ray has to say if you swipe.
It's not a gold digger. I'll say it again. That young lady there is not a gold digger.
Talking about
First of all, gold
Travis
diggers get coached
Kelce.
up by their mama. Like the song say, you get it from your mama. You were taught, don't bring no broke dude in your house at a very, very early age. Mothers teach that. The young lady would have known what to do in every situation. Hello? I love her to death. Lisa Ray will tell you straight up, if you cannot afford her, if Lisa Ray has a daughter, her daughter, she would raise her daughter the same way she is. This young lady was a gold digger, people. That young girl is not a gold digger. Had to move. She would have her mama would have been in the room running this. Y'all that saw the video.
Oh,
Be saying, "Sit
now
over
it
here,
sounded
you
like
just
Robin
hijacked
Givens'
it
mama.
And told
Remember
everybody
how
what
Robin
to do and how
Givens'
to do it.
mama
That's
like
what the old niggas
orchestrated
do.
the thing with Mike
Hello.
Tyson?
She'd have been well coached up. The girl is not well coached up.
She not. You
The
right.
girl, just a young girl, don't know what the hell is going on.
In the
All
biggest
this
stage.
limelight, Mr. Hunter and his fiance. Y'all, oh, the little girl, she didn't get up. They had to tell her to get up. Just imagine yourself in that moment. Her fiance wins the most prestigious award in college football, where the elite of the elites only win, and y'all expect her to know exactly what to do. So y'all gonna attack the little girl. This is a little girl, a little young girl. You remember when you were young and them had to move? She would
Why waste your time dating somebody who is not going to elevate your life? And
Not even just that. But here's the thing. I don't want to stress you out by trying to keep up with my lifestyle that I already have and am accustomed to. Why? Because if I'm going to these restaurants just for lunch meetings and it takes you your whole check to take me there, I don't want to stress you out. You cannot hang with me. You are still wanting a vacation for the weekend. I vacationing on holiday for the month. We are not going to be able to make this work.
Well,
That's simple to me.
so what say you, Teddy T?
I mean, I agree. You know, I mean, it's always about, you know, like I had this girl. She was saying that, you know, sometimes you can't expect a man to do the things that you need to do for yourself. Like a man ain't their responsibility to pay your debt. You the one that signed off on these things, but yet a woman think a man is supposed to do everything for them. If a woman's already got a lifestyle, if she's already eating out, spending 10, 15,000, and your check ain't even 1,000, you definitely can't play in the field. You know, you can't.
Our guest is on. Let's see if ask Miss Renee to see if she can speak.
Miss, can you hear us?
Is she on mute? Yeah, man. So I hate the fact that the young lady is being ridiculed publicly by people who don't know. We all speculating. As my man Barry White, says in Love Serenade, heaven only knows what goes on behind closed doors.
I think everything is the narrative of so many things that's going on. It's hard for people to believe that there's still good women with good hearts, just like there's still good men with good hearts. I think
people should look similar, bro.
Right.
I mean, I guess that's what some people are. Guess that's what some people are saying is that like if Halle Berry, when she was with Dave Justice, folks was like, okay, we can see that. Angela Bassett with Courtney Vance,
makes sense.
like, okay, makes sense. But when you see like, Leon Spinks with Lisa Ray, you like, nah,
that ain't gonna work.
it's the money. It's the money. So take it away.
All right, I have today with us Mrs. Renee Sanders, Gual Chiefess of Red Silver Fox Thunderbird. She is the matriarch of the Munn Marine fan clan in South Carolina. And, I always like to introduce my...
Battery fan.
Yeah, 'cause I knew you was going to pay. But I always like to introduce my family members. And these guys are very instrumental because they have taken themselves to become... recognized by the state of South Carolina, giving them autonomous. So go ahead and introduce yourself and talk to us about the Klan.
Okay, yes, greetings. Yes, my name is Renee Sanders. My indigenous name is Silver Fox. I would say that what we have is really, it is a federal acknowledgement. It's not recognition. Which is something that is totally different. The United States government, when they do give out the recognition, when they recognize Indians, we'll call them Indians, that really what it is that they have agreed of all the stipulations that the United States government has, that they now are eligible to receive funding. And so really that's what recognized means, that we are recognized to receive funding from the United States. So what we have is actually it's an acknowledgement where the government did acknowledge our ancestry here, which is in South Carolina. The tribe historically was coastal Georgia, South Carolina, going back into the, really going back to way before the Europeans arrived. So, but I am an educator. I've taught in the Philadelphia public schools and in the Atlanta public schools. So, and right now I have an organization which is called Indigenous Education, where we are giving out the omitted history of the dark-skinned indigenous people here in the United States, basically from southeastern United States. There's a lot of history that has been omitted, that has been looked over. And so these are the things that I have been putting together, and my son and I with Indigenous Education, we do presentations, library, schools, or wherever we are requested.
And talk about how you got the acknowledgement from the federal government. Like, what is the acknowledgement, and what does that do for you guys now as a Klan?
Okay, well, again, it is it's a process, and it is through ancestry, where we have gone back and have gathered family history records going back as far as we can go. and then taking that. Well, actually, it first went to the state of Georgia because that is the state where we were residing in at the time, and and got the state to sign on, and that was back in 2003, I do believe. And so then after we got the state of Georgia to agree to the things that we had stipulated in that document about our ancestry, where we were, then after that, it just went to the United States. And then the United States just signed, agreed to it because everything that was stated in there was accurate. As far as the history was concerned, the history of the family, how long they've been there, what has happened with them, many of them put into slavery, and that many of the families historically are even still in the same area. My husband's family is still living in the area of South Carolina, which is called Yenisei.
Yeah, we had we had Chief Sekou on here like about 6 months ago, and your husband was the one who gave Sekou his chieftain, correct?
He gave him his title chief.
Remember the guy that came on? He's the one that gave him her husband. And like I was talking to your daughter, I've been rocking with your daughter, but I never knew she was in tune with all this stuff. And she dated her husband worked with Dr. Dre. Dr. Dre is very abreast of all this information as well, because I remember seeing him with Sekou, and she was like, yeah, that's how Sekou got with him through her husband. So I was like, man, okay, that's cool. You know what I mean? How it all comes full circle. And I just wanted to be able to allow people to see that, you know, there are dark-skinned tribes that are out there that are moving, they're able to put paperwork together, and getting acknowledged is good because it means you're getting recognized. You're getting acknowledged, but you can still make money. You can still be able to build government and talk about the autonomous of it.
Well, that part is, you know, freedom isn't free. And freedom isn't easy. We especially, well, because I'm doing this, my part was through the education since I was a teacher, and so I am dealing more on the educational side of it, and see my husband and my son, who I work with the education, they are more with the governmental part, with the law part,
right?
You know, and so I stay in my lane and I let them handle their lane,
right?
So I mean, I can speak on that, but you know what, we are also we are American citizens also. You know, and so that is one thing, is that, you know, we are beginning to be in a new era, let's just say, and we can see that even with, you know, what is going on with the United States and everything, and things are just, they are different now, you know, and how we have to deal in this world is different. We get a lot of backlash. You know, people don't think that there were dark-skinned people here before the Europeans arrived. Many people believe that the dark-skinned people arrived during the slave trade. And most people through the educational systems around the world have been misled about who the original indigenous people were. And again, especially in the Southeast, they were described as looking like the Africans. And as a matter of fact, some even went on, you know, and even through history books, by omitting things and changing things. And, you know, they can now say, oh, well, you know, those yeah, they were Africans that were here before that, but now, guess what? Now they came with the slave trade, and they didn't have anything to do uh, before we arrived here. Talking about the Europeans, and so they don't want us to know, because then if we begin to know our real history here in the Americas, then we can begin to to talk about this a collective autonomy. Because again, if you have 10 people that have autonomy, what does that mean? Doesn't mean anything. What are they doing? And again, it's still there's still a fight. There's still a struggle. We have to struggle for everything that we are doing. The I say the light skinned indigenous people, especially the ones that are in the West, they don't believe that we're real. Over here in the on the East Coast, people that they don't believe that dark skinned Indians are real.
So how can
Black
people how can
Black
people get the educational books that you guys have to offer?
Okay, well, we have a website, which is inded.org. And again, that was Indigenous Education. We are on Facebook as Indigenous Education. We also have many videos on YouTube, at Indigenous Education YouTube. And there you will see many, we've been doing videos for many years. And so they can go to the Facebook again and see what we're doing. They can go to indedu.org, where they can find courses that we have. They can see some of the videos. There are also a few books that you would be able to purchase there that are really geared toward education. We have a shop, INDEDU shop, where you could also support us. And then also there at INDEDU, if you were just interested in supporting our cause. We take donations. We have been working out of our pockets for a very long time. And so we would appreciate donations if people think that this is important information that needs to be spread.
All right. You got any questions?
No, man. Thank you so much for coming. I would just ask the impediments as far as full out acknowledgement versus recognition. What does that mean in terms of casinos, land, and other things that most people are familiar with, especially here in Florida, where the Miccosukee and the Seminoles have a lot of casinos and gaming products, and they pay the state of Florida over $1 billion a year because of how lucrative the casinos are.
Mm-hmm. Let's see again with that. If I can maybe say something, but again, because that is not my lane, I may say something that may not be totally correct. However, those types of things are possible. But it takes a lot of it would take a lot of research, a lot of time to put everything together so that your wording and everything is just totally correct. But see, these things are possible. But again, when you have there's power in numbers. And so, the more that we can get people to understand their history and comprehend their history, and then able to join in some of these causes, and it could probably get done a little bit more quickly if you just had more people that were working toward that same cause.
So last question, from a historical perspective. Are we saying that most of the folks from your clan came independent of Asians who traversed the Iberian Straits, and there are books like Before the Mayflower, and saying that Africans who made it to North America, stayed and remained, or are we saying that it was a combination of those Africans who came and stayed, who intermarried or intermixed with the Asians who came over the Iberian Straits and, referred to as what most people refer to as the Native Americans of today?
Okay, well, with my studying that I have been doing, I've been doing a lot of research for a very long time. There were several mass populate when people were populating the Americas. It didn't just happen one time. It didn't just happen over the Iberian Peninsula. Okay, there are tools, so ancient tools that the indigenous people were using here in the Americas. The tools are older on the East Coast than they are on the West Coast. So when they want to talk about the points that were used,
the Clovis, right? The Clovis.
Thank you. The Clovis points. Mm-hmm. Well, there are points that are pre-Clovis, mm-hmm. and these pre-Clovis points are a majority of them are east of the Mississippi River. There are places east of the Mississippi River that has documentation that precedes that 15,000 year that they want to talk about with the Asians coming over across the Bering Strait. There are places in Virginia that date to 23,000 years ago. There's places in Pennsylvania that date back to 20,000 years ago. There is a place in South Carolina that has carbon dated burnt remains from artifacts. From plant burnt remains that date to 50,000 years ago and 51,000 years ago. And so again, these are dates that are that you do not see in history books. They don't talk about that. They don't talk about the indigenous societies that were existing here, even in the Americas. There are mounds that are over 10,000 years old that are east of the Mississippi River again. So there is a lot of history that is not being told when you go and look at the ancient artifacts of what the people looked like, and they are all Negroid in features. Yep. And so, but again, if we don't promote these things, and if we are not putting this information out, or if people don't contact me and tell me, come to my school, come to my church, come give this, let our students know these things. We've been trying to spread this for a very long time. Like I said, we get a lot of you're not real. There's no such thing as Black Indians. We always get called pretendians or fake Indians. But I keep on going because I know what the truth is. I know, and all the information I have it from their books, out of their historians' words. So these are the things that we're doing and we're working on. And I know it's a process, and it's slowly picking up. And so hopefully people here that are listening here now will go check us out and then leave some comments and let us know what you think.
All right.
Yeah, we even have a TV show that airs also in Philadelphia and in DC.
Okay. Well, we got to get ready, get out of here. We run out of time, but thank you for definitely giving us this information, and we're looking forward to hearing more from the rest of your family about more things you guys got going on.
Thank you for having me.
Thank you so much, Miss Silver Fox, Queen Silver Fox. So that's what it is, man. I appreciate that.
Good afternoon and welcome to another edition of Ask Mathis.